Lines up
too steep. Yeah.
high pack nicely. That's always good.
You're only about 40 meters from the top.
Can we zoom in on those layers?
Although high pack here about 60. But
sure would
see
like to zoom in
see
on the
that
layers
zoom.
above.
See those layers up there.
The slightly brown layers right at the top of the screen.
Copy
so
that. We'll
people
see
are
what we can do for
interested
it.
in. Okay, folks, we will zoom for you.
All these right here?
Yes.
All right, video, come on in. If you want to be more specific areas, let me know. Else we're going to just...
So we're looking at...
This is good.
Okay, thank you.
This looks like an angular unconformity to me if the sort of pinkish brown layers on the right are horizontal and the material overlaying it is covering that material. So this could be an unconformity or a disconformity or at least a break in something geologic. So our heading is 217 degrees. And our depth is 4257 as we go up here. Oh, yeah. Definitely some sort of a contact here. In fact, maybe two contacts. An upper contact, which has a yellow bottom and a white top. And then there's brown, and then brown, white, yellow in the middle. And sort of gray on the bottom. The gray has white streaks through it that looks more horizontal or slightly dipping down to the right. Wow, this is cool. I like structural geology. Unfortunately, we're not out there so that we can measure the dips of all of these, but we can get an idea. Looks like the contact continues even though we don't see that overhang. Very cool.
Looks like it gets lighter in color up here too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's another contact. And this looks like draping toward us.
Looks like pores or holes in the rock too. 1,254 meters.
Yeah, but if you want, you can pull out actually. Zoom out a little bit. So I can get an idea of what's going on.
Oh, wow. Look at that image.
I can let you give you that too. That's over.
Huh.
Gives you
wow. Oh, look at the undulation in that contact. I wonder if this is a turbidite. You know, that's going down a channel in the flank of the exposure.
What is a turbidite?
A turbidite is a seafloor slurry of fine material and rocks that has fallen off from further up the slope and goes usually fairly rapidly down the slope to deposit
right now.
on the flank of a feature.
okay, yeah, coming up.
And then does it harden?
Yes. Once it stopped moving, it just sits there.
For millions of years?
For millions of
Now,
years.
how long ago did we start that move?
And that's how long it takes to harden.
Started to move at 157.
The hardening
so
or the
5 minutes,
cementing can take faster
Okay.
if
So I should start moving
faster if there's
along
fluid
pretty soon.
going through it. Blah, blah, blah. Shirley's laughing at me. I get excited about this stuff. I don't know what to say, but I'll mix all my words together. It's a fun job out here. Shirley and I are frantically typing
contour of
down
waypoint
or
2 is
scribbling notes on what we're
4220, is
looking
that
at.
correct?
We're going to write it all up later while we're looking at the screen.
The height
I'm
of
hunting
the
for rocks, she's
waypoint 2
hunting for
contour
bio
is
things.
4220.
Yes.
We're hearing the
So-
pilots talk to one another.
Right.
Multitasking results in spoonerisms.
Yeah,
Copy that.
okay.
4220.
So I'm actually only 17 below it.
Lots of talus. Mostly big rounded boulders, some irregular shaped cobbles of lighter material.
Is that biology in center screen?
And
or
we
just a
are
rough?
coming to the
Video
edge of
coming right here.
another
Just see what we
steep
got.
scarp. There is a gray patch on a rock that I think our videographer might like to call Shirley's attention to. Maybe
Pull
not.
out just a little bit video as I try to get closer to it.
That little gray patch, there's a sort of a rounded rock on the left side of the screen, Shirley. It looks a lot like
Yeah,
those
it's a
encrusting
lot.
sponges that we saw a few days back.
Yeah, really thin
Yeah,
though.
it's way back.
Really,
If it
really
is.
thin.
And it probably came from up above if it is one. And survived the tumble.
Okay, video. There you go. Just a white patch, looks like.
Looks like
I'm going to take your camera.
Yeah, that would actually be helpful. Thanks.
Well, look at that. There's something. Check that out.
I can put a
yeah,
skid down and get
it
it.
does look odd.
Looks like a chip was taken out or something, maybe.
Oops, there's
Oh,
a
this
is that a
brittle star. Yep,
Yep.
that was a brittle star on that rock.
Oh my
Brittle
god.
star on the left. Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
A little scroungy looking
a little
thing,
to the
isn't
left.
it?
And there's a white stalk at the top of the screen. Do you see it between the little pebbles? Oh, it's off the
You-
screen.
Oh my god, these
Video
are
comes
teeny
out.
tiny
I know. See that
things.
little white
Holy
stalk?
Smokes.
There it is.
Jeez.
Center
Hey,
Yeah,
screen.
right in the center pile. You got it.
You take biology where you can find it.
Try it.
Yeah, if you're doing it, you're getting there.
That's a little guy.
You think?
Doesn't get much to eat down here. But,
Then after this, you should probably center up.
will we
come
get
up.
a good look?
We're moving.
Oh, what's right below it, Shirley? With this, it looks like it's. Is that something with its legs all munched up together?
No,
Nah, it's
no,
just
it's just
those
part of the
little,
ophiroid. I
little
think it's just
hairy, yeah, hairy
it's got
things on the
the
rocks.
brittle star has really long arms.
Got about 10 seconds, then I'll probably have to start moving here.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine, pilot. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Should I have video? I know I wasn't holding very still for a minute.
It's tiny.
Yeah, very small object there.
All right, we're full out.
Can be hard on this kind of debris too, because even when your
See
skid
a-
touches, it just slides.
Steep slope again with
Okay.
Pushing up a little
sediment
bit.
and rocks.
It looks like there's some interesting stuff up center in my screen.
Copy that.
Geology, I think.
Yeah. See what I can find over there. Can I have my rotator back real quick?
Yes.
Thank you.
So the things we're seeing are
Actually, I was
really,
trying to tilt mine
really
down.
tiny.
Thought it wasn't going very well.
So far, we haven't seen any sponges. Certainly not any big sponges. It would probably take. It'd probably be very hard for them to sustain themselves down here if in fact there's not that much food. I imagine we may. I'm thinking that maybe when we get to the top of this ridge, we might see some more carnivorous sponges. But boy, I don't know. Okay, now it's looking. The surface is looking a lot different. Deb, can you describe what we're seeing here? Patty just stepped out.
Right now, what I see is just a talus slope that seems heavily sedimented.
Yeah.
We were looking at
Yeah, now
very
do you want to
stained
drop
and
a
altered
target
rock
edge of
earlier. It
sediment?
looks like we're coming up on them again.
Based on the
and
D2?
Yes,
Sure,
please.
sorry, Patty had just been describing some possibilities of what that rock could be. It's very interesting, though, because these really do look much more sort of
Looking good,
tortured,
Pilot.
if you will, than some of the rocks we looked at before. And then what you see on top of these right now
It's
are
like
sort of these
52
much
degrees,
fresher
we're moving
looking,
that.
Which position?
Yeah.
very angular black rocks that look like they probably came from somewhere afloat,
Whichever
because
one
they
you
really
like.
don't look like the rocks that are technically in place here.
Right. This is the first time we're seeing these black rocks, I think. Should we get a close look at one of those?
Yeah, which one do you like?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, how about the one that's right in the middle, Pilot?
Edge of sediment.
Edge of sediment.
We slow down just a little bit here, and then I can come in.
This looks like the ones that we got the carnivorous sponges from yesterday.
Okay, video, feel free to come in. See what we got.
All right, let's take a look at this, see what we have here.
I wonder if this has a manganese crust on it.
All right, we're full.
Full zoom, looks like.
Yep.
Copy that.
Thank you, Pilot.
Yeah, video, feel free to come out. I think we're good here. Can work my way back to starboard, see what we see.
All right, we're full out.
Thank you, video.
Maybe take a look at that one that we're coming up on that's at about 3 o'clock now.
Larger one?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, video, come in a little bit. Let's see what we got. I'll try to saddle around it. Get different angles here. Come out, partial video.
So this is Deb again, Shirley.
Go ahead, Deb.
I mean, what's amazing to me, and I think what probably most of the other geologists are interested in as well, is just what this type of staining is. We've been tracking this yellow staining and this white staining since the beginning of the dive, and while we've had a lot of theories about what it could possibly be, we really don't know, and that's what I think makes this so interesting. When we did dip one of our ROV skids into the lighter gray layer earlier, what we saw was something that looked very suspiciously
Definitely
like
moving.
clay.
Camera's 73,
And I'd
but
be
it
very
looks pretty
interested
flat
to know
ahead,
if this
so
is also
there's
some
no
kind of
rush.
clay, which is
Copy
often
that.
an alteration product of these rocks,
Okay, video,
or
I think you
whether
got this
it's
right.
something different. So it's kind of fascinating from a
See what else we
geological
got.
perspective.
All right, we're full out.
And these are larger rocks. Is this something that might be worthwhile to collect? Patty, Deb was talking about how it was interesting because we were wondering what the white was before, and when the pilot moved the Deep Discoverer into that area and we saw that it was kind of clayey. Now we're seeing these larger rocks that were kind of like black, so we hadn't seen those before, and we can see white in them, and wondering what that white is.
Well, whatever people are interested in, we can certainly try to go for one of these.
Yeah, Pilot, if we can just go ahead and swing back to the left so Patty can see what we were looking at before.
Absolutely.
See those?
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pilot.
So all these darker rocks.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Can
that's
we
me.
zoom in on
wanna
that area where the lighter color is, and maybe we can tell whether or not these rocks are part of
Yeah, I can
the
bring us right
slope.
in there.
Yeah.
I can get closer, and then we'll zoom in.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll get right in here, get the light pool on it.
Now yeah, absolutely.
Is this what you're going for, this zone?
That's right, yeah. And if I understand correctly, you know, if we try to pick up what looks like ledges sticking out, I think they would just crumble away. But if we can find a rock that is within that zone that has some of that stuff on it, or,
Looking
you
for
know,
the darker rocks or the lighter?
well, let me check with folks on shore. Deb, do you think we want
I can give it a bump, see what it
to
looks
take
like.
one of these rocks? You know what I'm thinking is that there's a whole bunch of talus in this layer, and might be part of the same stuff. The rocks might be permeated. Go ahead.
We could find one that was mostly stained. I think that
Yeah.
the alteration on this would be very interesting.
Yeah, I agree that it certainly is
But I think
alteration.
it's hard to collect.
Do you see one with relationship to the laser beams that you think would represent what you are suggesting we look for?
I like the one that's about 3 rocks up from the laser beams, but it looks like it's kind of so crusty that we may not get it.
Just immediately
The ones that
above.
are mostly black are,
Yeah.
unless there's alteration underneath them, it's not going to be helpful.
Right. Yeah. I think what you are looking for, in fact, is likely hard to pick up. I think it's already broken up. In other words, just
pilots, we can stop
not
for
the
about
one
6
right
minutes.
above the laser, not the one above that,
Thank you,
but
ma'am.
that cluster of things above the rock above the laser. Yeah.
Cluster of things above
Maybe-
the rock
But
above
that's
the
just my
laser.
interest. I don't know if there's anybody else on the line who has a suggestion.
Hey, I tell you what, Deb, you see that the sort of
I got you at 80 degrees.
middle
Okay.
of the screen, just to the left of the middle of the screen, there is a rock sort of poking out underneath what looks like a clump of mud. And it looks like that rock is in this stuff and may have some of the alteration product on it. It does have a dark surface, so it may have manganese on it,
Might have
you
to,
know? Pilot,
yeah, give
Yes.
yeah,
pilot.
Pilot, if you can get the lasers to go up the screen a bit,
Sure.
slowly, and then I can. So directly above this, there is
Yeah,
a
that
rock.
roundish one.
No,
Out higher up?
no, higher up and to the right of the roundish one.
Okay.
It's the stuff sticking out of the ground there. It
Okay.
looks
Wow.
like it might be big.
It's definitely.
Just to the right of the lasers.
Yeah, it's
and
definitely
now
concreted.
below
Oh.
the lasers.
I can try giving it a nudge
Oh, the
if you'd
big
like.
That one.
Took a little
Yeah.
shrink to your upper right.
I don't know how big that would be. You know, if that's in.
Yeah, I mean, that would, if we could get it, that would be great, because I think you're
I
right.
agree. Yeah.
Maybe what we'd be getting is mostly the alteration, product around it.
Yeah, the thing is, Pilot, we're hoping.
Ooh,
yeah,
there we go.
That's awful big.
Yeah, that's-
I'm not sure they could even
yeah.
get it in the. I don't think they could even get it in the rock box.
Yeah,
Deb.
that's too big and heavy. But maybe.
Can we break it in half and then take it?
Ha ha ha.
Did you hear that, Carl? Can we break it in half and then take it?
Deb
Maybe.
was out here as a geo lead, and she knows better. But Pilot, what we're looking for is something within this zone that has some of this alteration material on its surface, like the one that just
Just
fell
crumbled.
down.
Yeah, the one that just
Yeah,
fell.
I think anything that you go for in here is going to have some of that on it. But it
Okay.
is going to fall down slope if you knock it first.
How about
So
at the
Right.
2 o'clock position? There's one there.
You would have to grab for it and just hang on.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one
if
I
you-
bumped
yeah,
was
if-
pretty loose. That's about
about-
15
so
How about
centimeters.
that one
guy
right there?
with
How
the
about that one under
lasers-
the lasers?
If you're going to have to grab it and hang on because it's just going to fall down slope.
Right?
So, yeah, just under the lasers, just below.
Oh, and there's a shrimp over to the
There you
left.
go. Oh, there is a shrimp.
Okay, co-pilot, want to set me up for
Yeehaw! A
sampling?
rock. Rock number 2. Okay, folks, this is it. This is your last chance. This
already
is
have a
the
rock in
rock
your starboard
we're taking
box.
home.
Yeah.
No more
copy.
after
So-
this.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it
Hydraulics are
has
spun
3
out.
Okay.
different brand new species of sponge on it.
I can bring your wing in.
Well,
and then
you
can
know, if there
open it.
isn't any bio up there, there's no reason
Alright.
why we can't do a number 3 geo.
Oh, I see. I'm writing this down, and you're going to sign it.
Okay, some pretty stable dog in
Because
there.
I don't want Casey to
Want to
yell
bring
at
mini
me.
Zeus up? Looks like you've stopped.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're at
I'll take mini Zeus.
4,245
hydraulics,
meters.
thank you.
Hydraulics up.
Plus
Bring it over to the
1.5
arm
meters
first.
off the seafloor.
Not sure if I'm gonna
And
have.
our heading
I don't have rotate.
is
I can do this.
255.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, we're too deep. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
degrees.
okay. Well, that is helpful too. Thank you.
Okay, I
So
was lying.
actually, the sample is at about 4,245 meters. And we are
So watch to confirm, just above and to the left of the lasers.
just above and to the left of the
Do you want
lasers.
to?
That's the one.
You just gotta
Thank
give it a bump first.
So-
No, you can wing over.
So that guy's about
Of course,
maybe
don't cover the rock, so maybe you only wing halfway or
13
whatever.
centimeters
Yeah.
long, about 10 centimeters wide, covered with manganese on the upper
Pretty close.
surface, but it's nicely
Okay.
nestled into that layer of
So we
pale
might
stuff.
have some of that white stuff.
Yeah, it may very well. And I'll take a close look at it. We might scrape off a tiny bit of it and drop it in our vinegar to see if it fizzes, which would mean that it is carbonate.
Oh, will you draw it or slide her in a little more? The shilling's in the way.
Oh, port wing.
Yeah, inboard. That's good, thank you. I was wondering why it was stopping.
Yeah.
I do have force feedback on, so.
It's possible this rock may crumble. I'm not sure. It could be sedimentary. Oh, look, the starboard side box just knocked one of the rocks over, and it does have a very light
Okay.
color on the bottom of it where it was
I have
inside
to
the
go
set.
in.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
So,
I'm gonna take
And it
off
does
the
look
hood.
quite clayey,
no, I'm
actually.
good.
Yeah. Now, if it starts crumbling, we might have to put it in the bio box. Is that okay, Deb?
Fine with me.
I'll see if it's fine with the pilot.
Yeah, there's no current down here, so we can just take off and
There goes
grab
the
it.
ship. So if it starts crumbling, we may have to try putting it in the bio box if that's okay.
well, it's
A little
more
bigger than we
attached
thought. Oh, have you got a good enough grip?
well, the question is, do we want? Here we go.
Well, we can have that part of it. Thank you, pilot. And we can
Yeah.
see
I
into it.
told you guys could get half a rock.
Yeah, you're good, Deb. You knew what we were doing. Even if we
Okay,
didn't.
do you want to tilt up on my main HD?
Maybe we need a bio box
Come up.
for this guy. It may crumble up.
So definitely a bio box.
I highly recommend that too. It's a
Yes,
great
thank
idea.
you.
Do you want a port slider out? Okay,
Which
video, you
you
can
like,
zoom in
port
on this
slider?
rock.
Either one is fine. Okay, we do have. You know what, Deb? I think some of what I
Think we
see on
can
there
box
is
out here? Probably not.
sediment.
Nah.
Nope.
It looks
Okay, I'll take off.
like it's
Okay,
got
video, I'm going
mud
to just
on
rotate
it,
to all four sides.
but we'll have a look. It may be that it was stuck to the other rock. It looks like it's got a thicker coat of manganese on it than the other samples, though. We'll see.
All right, are we happy with that video? Okay, is that wide?
42, 45 meters. Yes, it's full wide.
Thank you. Okay. I'll get this guy safe. Indexing out.
Which,
We can get the, let's do port outer.
copy that.
Okay, taking off nice and easy. So the main HD is full wide video?
Yes, it's full wide.
Okay, thank you.
Port side.
Yeah. Alright.
Coming up.
Just gonna adjust up a little. Okay. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna put this in port outer.
Port outer.
Yep.
Thank you, pilot. Port outer.
Can you tilt down with Menzies at all?
Okay.
Thank you.
What was it's a good size rock. It's about that big.
Nice.
Okay, I'm out of there.
Oh, shucks.
Very nice,
Nicely
very
done.
nice.
Nicely done.
There will be an operations meeting held on the bridge at this time. Say again, operations meeting on the bridge at this time.
Alright, that looks pretty good.
Can you shoulder up at all or not?
No, I'm shouldered up all the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, optical illusion with that. one.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at it and thinking.
Okay.
I have to ask, did it make it in? All of our went.
Oh, you're breaking up a little. Can you repeat the question or the comment?
Okay, hydraulics going off.
Giving your cameras back.
Okay.
Securing hydraulics. And taking my camera back.
Excellent.
I'm looking straight down at you. 90.
Okay, I'll drive ahead for the next watch.
Uh-huh.
So we are
Good to see
having a watch change in our front row, folks. And as soon as they get themselves settled, we'll ask them to introduce themselves to you.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, indeed. Meanwhile, this is the NOAA ship Okeanos Explorer, America's ship for ocean exploration, coming to you live from the Mariana Trench National Marine Monument. We're diving on a ridge that's about 30 or 40 kilometers to the west of the trench axis, and it's at a depth right now of 4,239 meters. Expeditions like this, the 2006 deepwater exploration of the Marianas, are only possible through the successful partnership and collaboration.
Sea Star or something. Right
This
below
mission
it.
is designed and supported by NOAA's Office of Ocean Exploration and Research, and the ship itself is operated by NOAA's Office of Marine
Yes,
Aviation
watch, so take a look.
Operations. This mission is part of a 3-year one that is called Capstone, Campaign to Address the Pacific Monument Science, Technology, and Ocean Needs.
And everything's working. Hydraulics came on.
And we are going to zoom on a brittle star.
There we go.
We haven't seen very many
No, not
biological
many at all.
samples on the dive so far, but it's awfully deep. And the red dots that you're looking at on the screen are 10 centimeters apart. That's about 4
Okay, video,
inches.
can zoom.
So this little brittle star is about a little bit over 10 centimeters in diameter from tip to arm tip.
For some reason, I have kind of automatically disconnected from the chat. Have you?
Okay, no, I'm still on.
No, we have. You've been
Video
kicked.
just
And
came
once
back.
you have this, we can do the go in tight
Yeah,
on
my
the center.
too, and then telecon as well.
Yeah, okay.
Left the room.
But you're the one making the highlights, so
Okay.
do as you want and let me know.
Sounds good.
Wait, you're on mute, Patty.
Is there a way to get less?
Pilot, we are not hearing anything from onshore.
Wait.
Looks like the
We're back on.
Okay.
it says you have disconnected again.
That would be video.
Shirley and Patty, this is Deb. Can you hear us
we
from
can hear
the
them.
shore?
Never mind.
Yes, I can hear you.
I
Go
can
ahead,
hear
Rich.
you.
Okay.
Is there a setting to get rid of all the
Okay.
so much white and bring out
So
some of
just-
the detail and the scales? And
Hoping maybe that
that's fine,
somebody from shore can tell us
That
something
looks better
about
to
the
me.
brittle star.
Okay, so they just got their. We were gone from telecon. Now we're back. The video's still frozen, and it has been since collection. The video's
no.
been frozen since collection of the rock.
Okay.
Hi, Shirley. I think we've got it back. I don't know if we're frozen on this brittle star.
No, we're
Yeah.
not.
Still holding.
No, we're good. We're holding.
But I'm looking at a fixed view of a brittle star. Is that what you're still seeing?
Yes, we are.
We are. We've zoomed out so that now you
Oh, yeah,
can
I see.
you can see to the tips of the arms of all but one of the lower left tips. So can you see the?
Yeah, I was. We haven't heard from Chris Ma, who's the expert in these echinoderms and these brittle stars and
Right.
the sea stars, but I can tell you that they're called brittle stars because the arms break very easily. You can see they seem to be a series of segments. They're
Want to
these
zoom in on the
structures
lower
called
arm video?
ossicles in the arm. You can kind of think of them like the vertebrae of your spine. They articulate against one another. They can drop those arms really quite easily. And there are tube feet. They're relatively small. We can't see them. They're on the other side, protruding through small holes, at least in this type of brittle star. But these guys tend to use their arms to push up off the bottom and kind of scurry or run around on those arms rather than the sea stars, which use the tube feet to sort of glide over the bottom.
Thank you, Chris.
No, that's Scott.
Oh, Scott, I'm sorry. Thank you, Scott. Golly, you guys do sound
Okay, video. I
a
think we're
bit
done with it.
alike to me
That's
out
my
here.
fault. I should say who I am first, but Chris likes getting the credit, so no problem.
All right, Josh.
He does, I know.
Don't believe him. That was Chris who was just talking.
Now even I'm confused. Who's talking?
You guys are too much.
It's just staying in practice, waiting for some octocorals as we get to the top of this ridge. Oh yeah, so I've just been kicked off again.
Oh, no.
All right, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, so we just had another shift change, as Patty mentioned earlier. So as soon as we're all settled in, we will have our next shift of the ROV crew from the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration go ahead and introduce themselves.
That white thing might be something right in front of us. Or it could just be a
So
rock.
are those of you on the chat, in the event log in the chat room, are you being kicked off? Kicked out of the chat?
Hey, Shirley, this is Deb. I think that's only happening to you guys on the ship.
Okay.
It's a little slow on my end, at least, but I think that's only happening to you.
Okay, thanks, Deb.
All right, pilot's back in.
Okay, the chat just took my reply to you, Deb, from earlier when you mentioned
that white thing
that
right
the rock looked
in the
friable. Then
center,
a
just
little bit
now.
later
So
you
you're
said
on.
Might be
something about you saw some
Come on in,
sediment
video.
falling off, and I'm just verifying that. I just managed to get a comment up on the chat board.
Okay, so looking at something white there.
Something white. It's a rock with white stuff on it. I think that's just coating, but that's
Okay.
interesting.
You can
Now
come in
that
tight.
one would have the white stuff everybody wanted from the other place. We picked up the sample, so we blew it.
Didn't blow it.
You never
It's
blow
small.
it when you pick up
It's
a
small.
rock.
It's really small.
Yeah, but what is it? Shirley, what is that thing?
Yeznаю, as they say in Russia. Yeznаю. I don't know.
Yeznaya?
Yeznaya.
Oh, that's a good one. I got to write that down. Yeznaya. I know Das Vidanya and
Spasiba.
Nimnoga, which means a little bit.
Watch lead pilot.
Go ahead.
We're back to
You guys all settled in?
Yep.
full wide.
Want to do some intros?
Sure. This is Josh Carlson piloting for this shift with the Global Foundation for Ocean Engineering. And to my right is co-pilot who will introduce himself.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Oh, wait,
This
you're
is
not
Don
on.
Libertori sitting in as co-pilot. And
Can't hear you, Don.
Okay.
I can hear
this
him
is
Oh, you
fine.
could hear him?
I can
Yep,
hear him.
there we go. Okay,
Oh,
this is
now I
Don
can hear you
Libertori
better.
sitting in as co-pilot. And to my right is Sean Kennison, who is my mentor on this dive. I'm training as co-pilot.
And over on the far left,
Dave Casagrande in as navigator, and
on the far right, we have...
Annie White, and I'm doing the video for today.
And in the back?
And,
Oh.
and right
Oh,
behind
yeah.
me is Tara Smithy, who's also with the GFOE, who's helping train me to how to do it.
And here in the new corner is Roland Bryan.
Hey, Annie, how do the light
video
levels
engineer.
look?
And
Are we
I'm,
bright? Too bright,
doing the
or
clipping
not bright
right now.
enough? Or
And our ROV crew is from the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration. GFOE operates and maintains these submersibles, and they also are continually
Upgrading.
putting new bells and whistles on them
hey,
so that we
Don,
can do
you bring my lower
even
swing
more
arms outboard?
observations
Roger
and
that.
sampling of the deep sea.
all right, pilots. We have about 95 more minutes on the bottom. If we make an average pace of 0.06,
No,
we will make
outboard.
our waypoint.
So you're on starboard, so you need to go to the right.
Okay. That do anything there?
Well, if we get a camera on it, we can see.
Yeah, we can see.
Yep, that's good.
Is that
You wanna do
okay? The
other
port side,
now?
yep.
Yep.
Okay. So swing arm to the left, then, correct?
Did you see Scott's message? Oh, no.
No, that's... No, that's...
How's that? Any more?
Pilot, there's a squat.
Yeah, I keep
lobster
getting
down.
I see it.
kicked. That's it. I'm scrolled down. I'm kicked off.
That's that
I
on
can
live
hear
stream.
everybody. Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
thank
What
you.
is that up
Okay.
there?
Whoa, it's a crab.
on in.
That's squat lobster.
That's a squat lobster. Thank you, pilot.
Oh, there we go.
Just to let folks on shore know, I am reading everything you're typing in just fine on the event log. and
Yeah, you're connected.
Shirley,
I am not, but
Shirley
that's okay.
is not.
So that's okay.
This guy's resting his little claws on the
There are
sediment.
the antennae.
So we're
See
looking
them
at the
flicking
head
those little-
end.
See
I just
those
like to
big
know what's the
pincers?
heads,
Yep.
what's the tail.
Well, this one's a lot easier than the Holothurian.
Very much
a lot
easier.
easier. You can see the
So he's
two
got-
different pairs of antennae.
This guy has 8 legs.
Well, remember.
Now, I thought that Scott France told us they had 10. Am I wrong about that?
Well, okay, so.
I was looking down, but does he have the rump spines, or the hiney spines, I call them?
Huh. Yeah, his little tail is tucked under him
Stay partial.
on the upper left. Okay, a squat lobster. I like that.
Oh, I think I see at least 1 or 2 hiney spines.
Okay.
Is that an official word?
It's a Chris official word. Chris has a lot of them.
Yep, stay in.
Well, we
I'm
are
just
on.
joking. They definitely don't have to struggle to get a picture
come on
of them.
Yeah, that's.
Just remember
That's easy.
yesterday's exchange, that's all.
Yep. Understood. There's little stumps there. Looks like things have fallen off. Has stumps on both sides. Or those are its knees. Or on the legs.
Tucked under,
Yeah, I think they're tucked under
maybe.
the back ones.
Thanks, pilot.
Hey, come on, that video when you're ready.
I'm having a hard time hearing you on shore here over the telecon, but this is Scott. Just, I think before you were asking me to say a few words about these
All right, video's clear.
squat lobsters. They're called squat lobsters because they are sort of halfway between a lobster that has a very long, well-developed abdomen or tail and a crab, which has a very reduced abdomen folded up underneath its body. So these don't belong to either group. These are anamurans, more closely related to the hermit crabs. So they get that name, squat lobster.
Thank you very much, Scott.
I guess that was a bit more professional than my description, wasn't it?
About
But
the-
Chris, your description was very clear, and so I was looking for those spines, and I didn't actually see them, maybe because I wasn't looking when I was doing the description.
Yeah, there was one right up at the top of the carapace, little short one.
So, pilot, just update on timing. We have
So it looks like
92
we're
more
seeing
minutes
a
on the bottom
tongue
to make our final
of
waypoint.
debris
We
that
need to
has
average
slid
0.06.
down the slope on the right-hand side.
And I understand there's
And
maybe a 10 or
as
15
we
minute
pan to
delay
the
on
left,
material, so
there
this stuff
is
doesn't sound
another
about right.
one. It has a lot of
Been in the seat while we're moving.
light-colored,
about right
very
for this
fine
Are
material
we moving
with
now?
No,
many,
we're
many
stationary.
Let's
cobbles
get
and
it. Let's get it.
boulders
Oh, wow.
in it.
Yeah, look
So,
at that.
We're probably going to
This
have to move one
actually-
more time.
This is
Tomorrow, when we dive on a mud volcano, we may see things that look like this. I don't think this is a mud
west,
flow
or maybe
Southwest.
250,
Why do you say
260.
that?
because
After that
we're
move,
sitting
we'll
on this
turn around
giant
and start heading
scarp.
north. So should I
And
call in
the,
maybe 30 meters at 250?
The scarp,
Maybe
boy,
40
I'm
meters.
not totally sure now. I'm beginning to
40 is
wonder
good.
whether
Alright,
this
we'll
might
do
be
40
the
meters
head wall
at
scarp on a
250.
really old
Nice and slow,
mud
just
volcano.
0.1 knots.
Boy, wouldn't that be fun?
And I'll go ahead and call
And
that
if that's the case, then all these boulders that we're looking at
Bridge,
were
are we
ripped
now?
up from the mantle of the.
Can we get a
overriding
ship move
plate
40
of the
meters
Marianas.
bearing 250 degrees?
So I have a couple of samples
decimal
of
1
this.
knots.
So we'll see when they get on board what we're looking at. The thing that makes me
Good copy,
wonder
thank
is
you.
that some of the finer material we saw had a slightly bluish tinge. The serpentine mud that erupts from the serpentinite mud volcanoes, like the one we'll be on tomorrow, has that pale blue maybe bluish green sort of color to it.
Thank you, Rich.
See, and this one now looks more sedimented.
Very
over to the
heavily
sedimented. Yeah.
So this looks like an older slope that has accumulated a lot of sediment. Fascinating. These tongues of large boulders and what looks like the fine bluish gray or bluish white and yellowish colored material do kind of look like mud volcano flows. I'll just make a note of that and see what we see tomorrow.
Because originally we were thinking that this area might be a mud volcano, right?
Yeah, that's true. So, and it is 44:51, and we are looking at 218 degrees heading.
Do a quick zoom out on this structure here.
At 4232 meters. Getting up toward
Let's do a quick zoom on this
where
structure here.
we anticipate ending the dive on the top of the ridge at 4,225
Wow, look at that.
meters.
Look at that.
I like that.
Looks like there's something bright white in the upper right.
Yes, there certainly is. You mean an animal?
I couldn't tell from this distance.
Oh yeah, it's a
now,
sponge.
So when you zoom out,
I think we have a
it's showing
sponge.
The ridge on the right side.
Can we zoom to that sponge?
sure do.
Horizon.
Yeah, we sure do. We do. We have a hexactinellid sponge. Oh, it
Several
looks like we
of them.
might have several. Yeah, looks like there might be several.
Now, Shirley, I have always seen sponges on serpentinite flows. Weird as it may be, that's where they seem to form.
Well, we are at 4,231 meters. I've been kicked out of the chat room log, so somebody else is going to have to enter these.
Yep, somebody on shore, if you would please
probably.
enter
I'm sure Chris
descriptions
is.
of,
I'm sure Chris
of
is.
these sponges,
And
because
as
Shirley
we-
doesn't have
right,
access.
As we get closer to them, and Chris's expertise is more in hexactinellid or glass sponges, so he
Okay.
probably knows exactly what these are.
I'm going to turn a little bit to
Pretty,
look at
pretty,
you,
pretty.
Josh.
Yep. If you could come down a little bit.
Yeah.
And looks like
'Cause
there
I'm,
may be
way out.
zoanthids on the stalk as well.
Cool.
Okay, so I have an idea.
Okay.
I knew you would.
So it would be good to look at the second one also. But this is a possible collectible, although we may have collected this on the first cruise of this year. I think it's the really weird species of Calophacus, which may not be Calophacus, that lives in sediment. So Calophacus is a sponge that typically attaches to rocks.
Yep,
But if you look at this guy, the stem is going into the sediment.
Oh, yeah.
What we found on that first cruise is that it has roots, which is very bizarre. I don't know of any hexactinellid that has them. So it's sort of like a tree.
You mean any Colophacus that has them?
Okay, come on out.
Yeah, it might be worth getting a second specimen of that if it's the same thing from several cruises ago, collected in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. At the very least, it would be a new record of that animal, which we don't even know what it is yet.
Really?
Still on the ship.
Come on in.
Huh. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Go ahead, video, if you have any more zoom.
Huh. Huh. Well.
Yeah, this is a really odd guy. If you have time to do a collection,
roger that. I
I
can see that.
would vote for grabbing
What
this.
was the
It
course
should
you
be pretty
called there?
easy to
240?
grab.
250.
But the important
250,
thing
right.
is that it should come up. The roots should come up with it, and really the whole thing needs to be collected. So maybe the smaller one would be the better option.
Come on out, video.
Okay.
Do you want to?
How does everybody else feel about this?
Are they thinking of sampling one of these?
How far off the course are we right now, Don? Looking at me. What's our course right now?
Our course is about 248.
That's where the ship
Yeah,
move is.
he's dead on. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So maybe
Can you
a
ramp
little,
up
it's a little
hydraulics,
port,
please?
but not
Yep.
much.
Yeah, copy that.
Do you want me to cancel this move if you want to sample?
No, we're only doing 0.1.
Okay. We're less than halfway done with the move.
Yeah.
Are we full wide video?
Yep, we're full wide.
Okay, so you're going in for a collection on this then?
Yes.
Okay, roger that. What's open now for the bio boxes?
Bio boxes you have.
So if it is the
port
same
inner,
thing,
or you do
then
on starboard side.
last time the guys just grabbed the stock, as I recall, and just pulled upward, and the roots just came up with a little bit of clump of sediment that they just shook off. It was pretty straightforward.
Yes. Thank you.
So they're saying you could yank it
Okay,
out, but
thanks,
maybe
Chris.
dig it like yesterday. Recall. Yep, port inner should be fine for this.
Port inner, roger.
So I'm just checking my email correspondence with one of the world's authorities on these sponges, Dr. Henry Reiswig up in Vancouver. I sent him photographs of the ones we collected, both the spicules and, no, not the spicules, that's right, just the photographs of it. And he said that, yes, it maybe could be a Caliphacus, but it also could be something called Caledoniella, which I'd never heard of before, but I gather it was discovered off New Caledonia. Anyway, so those are the two possible IDs on this thing right now.
Oh, okay, it just slipped through my
Okay, thanks, Chris.
All right.
Yep, you still got it.
Okay, so it kind of
Okay,
slipped through, and actually you can get a good view now of the clump
Okay,
of
we're ready
sediment.
to open the drawer.
And we're going to, yep, there you go.
Ooh, yes. Hanging on for dear life.
All right, come on out.
Be nice to try to save some of the sediment on those.
Come on out with the
No,
drawer.
well,
So we're going port inner.
it'll be in the bin for sure.
Port inner, that's,
Right.
yeah, okay.
We're going to port inner? Okay.
Okay, drawer open.
Port
inner.
And board bio box D2 11.
Nice collection, pilot. You're getting accolades from shore.
Excellent. Okay. Drawer closed. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay. Done with
Sample collected. Thank you very much, Don.
You're
that was
welcome.
excellent.
Ready to, you're done with the arm, right?
Very well done.
Ramp it down.
You get the waypoint, Nev? Is it okay to move?
Yes, I have it marked. You can move.
Okay. Okay, and you have your camera back now.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
And we have about 12 meters left in that ship move.
Chris, what was the other genus that Henry thought it might be? Caledoniella? Is that what you said it was?
Yeah, that's correct, Caledoniella.
Okay.
And I just haven't set up yet.
Oh my, oh my. This looks incredibly familiar. Looks like mud flows. Wow.
Watch lead Nav.
Who's that?
Nav.
That's Nav.
Hello, Nav.
Yeah, go ahead, Nav.
So we're just about at the contour we wanted to follow for waypoint 2. Maybe it's a little further to our west, and then we're going to start swinging north. The ship is still in motion to the west, but at this depth we got to think a little bit ahead. So do you think you'd like to continue up onto this
Pilot, there's
sort of
something
plateau,
sticking
or do you think we're going to
just
want
off
to turn
the
north
left.
toward the dive end waypoint? We're doing pretty well on time,
Yeah.
so we should make it there either way.
Yeah, we
Right
can
above
we can
center
start
right
moving
There's
up
something
the
way,
slope
way
till
up
we get
higher, too.
kind of high up,
Thank you.
and then go north.
Okay. So that's based on our multi-beam, but it looks like it's actually kind of flattened out here already.
It does.
At least
Yeah,
just
Come on
I
in,
agree.
So maybe we'll see where this ship ends.
We have an animal here that looks like a sponge, surely.
It is indeed.
It's on a rock.
It is indeed.
Partial zoom right now.
Yep.
I don't know if we need to collect its base, but isn't that really important?
Chris, what do you think? What do you think that is?
I am consulting my notes. Just a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, because
Any more zoom?
it kind of looks more demo sponge than hexactinellid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a demo sponge also. I just can't remember what we thought these things were in Johnston Atoll.
Okay, standing by. Looks like there's a brittle star on there also.
Oh, is that a brittle star?
I think so.
Okay. I was wondering if there's
I don't know.
hydroids on the left side, kind of where it, just above where it bends and becomes white.
Okay, Shirley, I think Rob Van Soest, if this is the same thing, which looks pretty similar to what we saw in Johnston. Rob Van Soest thought the Johnston sponge was Piloderma in the family Dendrorhizelidae.
Okay. All right, then we're not going to go ahead and collect this one.
There's a little barnacle down below it on the rock to the right, I bet. Barnacle or a gastropod, something that's sticking out.
It is
Tiny.
so tiny.
It's like,
Okay,
half a millimeter.
Chris, will
long.
you go ahead and enter that in the chat log? I've been kicked out again.
Doing it right now.
Thank you,
Thank
Pilot.
you.
That was great.
I'm
You
going
wanna see
to
those little
close down
possible barnacle things?
ADM and restart it.
Watch
Oh,
them.
that's okay. They're probably too small.
Do you see that sea star back to the right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
Right, so
do.
Pilot,
Star.
our
We're headed for
ship
sea
move is
star.
just
Or-
about finished. We're going to be a ways behind. And
Is it a brittle
after
star?
this one,
I think that's a
we-
brittle star.
Hey, folks, with
think
all
we
the
wanna start
times you've
heading
been
north,
getting
but
knocked out of the
there's,
event log,
there's
I'm
no
not sure
rush.
if you've
We
seen
only
the
need
notes,
average
but
0.05.
the
Roger that.
OKEX nav data
So they
is
did
no
say they
longer
wanted to head
being
north?
added to the event
Yeah,
log.
they do.
I
Okay.
suspect the same sort of
But
problems
we'll
that are
wait
kicking
until
you
we
out,
settle
but
out here.
if you could ask whoever it is to try to get that back in there, that'd be helpful. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do that.
Nav, this is Watchley.
I'd also like to correct myself. This isn't a sea star. This is a brittle star.
Go ahead, watch lead.
Watchley, we're not seeing the nav.
Stand by on that.
Okay, thank you.
What are they asking about? Yeah, you need to ask Fernando. Yeah.
All right, watch lead. So we have someone taking care of that.
Okay, thanks.
All right, video's full out.
Thank you. There's a fish above me, between me
A
and Sirius.
fish.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
look at that.
cool.
See if I can get that. I'm gonna come up, Don.
Okay. I'll
Right.
pull up here a little bit.
The white thing in the distance?
I don't know how high he is. He might be too high, but let's take a shot.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm coming up.
Oh, no, he's not too high. It's in my lights.
Oh, there we go. That's another cusk eel.
Trying to run. All right,
The
cool. Video?
underside of a cusk eel. Yeah, this looks good. Now we can see the other side.